It has been announced, it has been foretold. All right, let me take a little quick test here on the audio. As many of you guys know, I always try to make this test. Mhm. Good morning, America. Good morning to my patriots as you join in. Please check in, give the video a thumbs up, and let me know you are with me. Let me hear some sound here. Beautiful. Perfecto. Good morning, Jay. Good morning. Two more wins for Seattle, and we're going to the World Series. Let's go, M's. Let's go, Mariners. Got a message going live here, Mr. Graham. Okay. I tried it and didn't work. So here, messaging a another YouTuber that we're gonna collab with. Dora, you're supposed to be working, not watching YouTube. I'm gonna have to block this user. Oh boy. Get your ass to work and get out of my live. You're gonna get me in trouble. Be blessed, love. Be blessed. Yes, Jay. Well, actually, I'm supposed to be on earlier. It's just that I have to wait for my kids to take the bus to school because it's especially now that it's getting dark uh, earlier and you know and it's also dark outside even at 7 a.m. I want to be out there with my kids, especially with my daughter. I don't want them out there by themselves. So I try to, get in here as much as early as I can. But if I had it my way, I would be on at 5 a.m. Pacific time, which will put some people at 7, 6, 7, and 8 a.m. their time. So, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Yay, someone with the brain says Cookie Monster. Well, I hope so, my friend. I hope so. I'm going to share some stuff with you um, because good morning, Ozzy. Good morning, Ozzy. I'm going to share some stuff with you because I think some people probably don't hear this part of the news. How do any of you guys subscribe or ever watch the China Observer? Because I try to watch different news outlets, just to get their take on some of the things that are going around. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of things that the legacy media doesn't share with us. It's been a while since I've been watching them. I watched them during the whole introduction to tariffs, and because I wanted to know what was going on in China, and that's what they do. Well, it's called the Chinese Observer, and I'm going to play some clips here. Well, I'm going to play a clip, I think, just so that you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. And what I am talking about is illegal immigrants in our country. And we're also going to read a couple of articles, I think, that I find so ridiculous. Now, I know some people may get offended by this and all this stuff, but I have some fatigues that bother me. And I don't know you guys, but listen, I support any type of cultural group that yeah, gee, I'll try not to though. I'll try not to. Sometimes telling the truth is one thing, but sometimes telling your opinion, it's another thing. And as much as I believe I'm on freedom of speech and expressions and whatever, right? I also feel like I don't know, somehow I need to be mindful that other people, even though I mean everybody should respect the freedom of speech, right? That's why we love being Americans. Uh Here's the thing. I love see look, I grew up watching novelas, right? Soap operas because of my mom, my sisters, and Mexican movies, and that is the Latino Hollywood per se, right? So we watch all these movies from Mexican actors and actresses, and all that is great. Okay, there's a lot of cultural stuff in there, but here in the United States of America, it's a little bit different because I feel like some people like to segregate themselves. You see, when I watch a Mexican movie, it's everybody in there, whether it doesn't matter if they have some blacks, if they have some, like very native Indians. It doesn't matter. It's a Mexican movie and everybody is in the culture. But here in America, um, for some reason, black people, they think that they have this own little their own culture, and they don't. I am sorry, my black Americans, but your culture is an American culture, means that it's a melting pot. You guys don't even know what part of Africa your descendants come from. And as I always say, assimilate to the United States of America. If you are searching for an opportunity, or you say you want to reach the American dream, well, when you come to the United States of America, it is not okay for you to come and try to bring a new culture for the whole country. I think it's okay to to hear of different foods and ethnicities. I think that's pretty good, but man, the problem is that you guys get so damn dramatic. You always want to make something about some type of victimhood, and always so I don't know. Like, let me see. Let me try to find a movie here. Here, there's a TV series. It's called The Equalizer. Okay, with Queen Latifah. You guys remember Queen Latifah, right? Who you calling up? Right. um, there is this thing where, like, there's this whole black attitude thing, and I love black people, but they make themselves like they're not happy with themselves being Americans. They think that they need to make a new look. Like they're always looking to dress ridiculous, the whole saggy pants and all this. And remember the Flavor Flav with the big, all this stuff and the clock and the chains and all the like. They find ways to make themselves look ridiculous, and they think that is a cultural thing, and that's what it is. But I've never been down with that crap. I don't know about you guys, but anyways, in this show called The Equalizer with Queen Latifah, um, her mom, I think it's her mom or her aunt. I think it's her mom. Is it her mom? Anyways, one of her relatives, I think it's her mom or her sister. Queen Latifah has a daughter, okay, just so you know. And she gets in trouble because she wants to be some sort of activist, right? And now her grandma, I think is her grandma, it's so big on activism, right? And that she goes out there, oh, our people have suffered and this, like, bro, you need to stop promoting victimhood, especially in the black community. The black people are important. Black people are just as equal as everybody else. And stop telling black people that they are oppressed. And stop telling black people that they're worthless. And stop telling them that they're victims, that they got to fight every day for their livelihood. No, You're American. You guys are the same. When we say God bless America, that includes you. You guys are not one fifth of a person. That's not the way we see it. You guys are wholeheartedly person. You're the same as everybody else. And and so it kind of gets to me. Good morning, time. What's going on, brother? Anybody else trying to subscribe to the China Observer, but it won't let you? I don't know. You can subscribe. You got to just do subscribe. Uh, if you just came in, oh man, a lot of people are gonna not like me today, but we're gonna speak the truth and we're gonna try to make sense of the things that we see in our world today. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm sick of watching. Buenos dias, fence rider. Welcome back, brother. The Kingdom of Kabbalah, says Cookie. I don't think I've heard of that one. Why does it sound familiar though? I don't know. I haven't heard of that one. Cash Meal says we all I don't know what the hell that means. Maybe you're saying we are all one. We all one. That's not even for you to say. When I see you, I see me. Should be vice versa. Word God. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe my brain is not awake yet, but I cannot decipher that secret message there, Cash. Uh, if you take join the channel, says the unknown. John, America is North and South America. That's how. Well, John, there is a soccer team in Mexico called America. There is a country called the United States of America. And then there is the continent of North and South America. Not to be confused. Continents are not to be confused with nationality. Yes? Yes. Some people don't like that I say Americans um, because they say, oh, well, we're all American. Well, no shit, Sherlock. We are all in the continent of America. But when we're talking about nationality, we're talking about the United States of America. Just like the United States of Mexico. They're Americans, right? Because they're North America, but their nationality is Mexican. And that's how that works. The unknown has no idea what the hell I just said because she doesn't understand. Ashley said, don't speak on culture you know nothing about. You have no idea what goes on in the black community. Educate yourself. Ashley, with all due respect, there is a lot of criminals in your community. Your Black Lives Matters is the most racist group that I have ever met after the Black Panthers. Let's talk about history in America. Your culture is made up. Let's not kid ourselves. The way black people talk from the South, that's from the white men. Africans don't talk like that in Africa. So let's not play dumb. Let's not play this whole you don't know my black culture. You have no idea what the hell black culture is. You guys have been lied to. You think you have to act ghetto in order for you to be black. And let me tell you something, that is not culture. That is stupidity and ignorance. You think you're talking that with the accent that you talk because you're black? No, you talk like white people from the South, and that is a fact. This is what I mean by people that they're always trying to play this. Either they play the victimhood card or they try to identifies in a certain way. I love it when my Latino people say, "You don't know jack about the Latino community." Really? Yeah. Okay. I don't know shit about my own people. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Listen, I come from a country, Honduras, in a place where blacks, Asians, and all kinds of different kind of skin color, we're all the same. There's just one culture, Honduran, period. Nothing else. Now, the only people that get to claim some of that ethnicity background over there are actually truly African people. Now, we got African people in this country. That's right. But black Americans, you're American. Stop pretending to be something you're not. You don't have to be ghetto. You don't have to sound ignorant. You don't have to be cursing up a storm to try to say this is how black people are. No, that's how crazy ass people are. If you think that being black means that you have to live in the ghetto and you got to do drugs and smoke weed and drink 40s all the time, that is not black culture. That is stupidity. That is just the way that people have made themselves. So it's not that you're black. I understand culture is a It's something that happens when a lot of people start practicing the same thing, and it becomes a culture. But being black ghetto, that's not being black. In America, we have different accents, we have different cultures, we have different backgrounds. But at the end of the day, it's America. So let me see. Ashley said, I miss Obama. This racism is unhinged. Well, what is racism, Ashley? With all due respect, I don't want you to think that I'm hating your opinion. I disagree with it, but I don't hate it. Barack Obama has been one of the most racist uh, awakers, if I can say that. Obama and Michelle, specifically Michelle Obama. I you know man, for the life of me, is Epstein Island your culture? No, Pat. Pat goes fishing. That is not my culture, but thanks for the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for the question. It's legit, even though you're trying to be funny or trying to make me look bad. That's okay. It's a legit question, but no. Let me see. 2011 Beast. Let's take a look. Let me see. Let me see what he says here. Black culture has been like this since the 80s. If you don't come from black culture, don't try to justify how we act. Okay, another one. Here we go. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. I see. This is the thing that I don't understand about black Americans. You guys want to be racist. You really do. Like Martin Luther King and so many people have fought against segregation, but yet you guys want to go back to that. I just don't understand the reverse mentality. Do you support people that go there? I don't understand what do you mean by that. If you meaning to go to an island where many people go, it doesn't mean that everybody's doing the same perverted things. The question for me is flawed. Here, there is a lot of people that have made porn movies at a hotel. Do you go to that hotel? The answer is probably yes. Are you a porn star? The answer is probably not. That is the same thing that I take with that question. So, going back to my beautiful black people here, let's say we got a black kid, we got a white kid, we got a Hispanic descent kid, we got an Asian descent kid. We're going to put everybody in this one room. We're going to teach them to read, to write. We're going to teach them science, history. We're going to teach them everything. And I want you to say, how do you think that these 4 kids will grow up to be? Not a felon. No, they will not grow up to be felons. Yes, Robert, black fatigue is growing and growing, and is getting sickening. I just don't understand, man. I don't understand these Americans. I really don't. Why can't you just be proud to be American? Stop segregating yourself. You don't look cooler. You look like a fool. If you're going to talk about culture, let me tell you something. Let me see. Can somebody tell me where does gumbo come from? Who made up gumbo? Let me see how many black people here know this answer. I want to hear it. Let me see. You reject the cultural, but are okay with the pervs. I am not okay with perverts. That's for sure. And I'm not rejecting culture. What I am rejecting is this color culture. There's not such thing. There's not such thing as a color culture. Even Denzel Washington has spoken about this, and I get it. I understand the point of it, but what I'm saying is that you guys make everything about racism, and it's not. Like, for example, you got, black people like to, like, especially comedians, right? This happens a lot in comics. Good morning, Pat. Cajun French, he says. No, I want to hear some black people in here. Let me see. I know Ashley's black. Ashley, where does gumbo come from? Go ahead and tell me. This is a big food that a lot of black people love, and they say that is a black cultural food. Tell me where gumbo was invented in. Jay, white men in the Bayou stay. No, no, no. I want to hear the black people tell me where does gumbo come from, and why do black people love it so much, and they use it a lot in their culture. Culture. Let's see. His English no good, says Mike. Oh, thank you. Time. I know you are. I'm asking these other people that are new in here. I know you're black, my brother. But I also that you know that black is not a culture. I understand why people might think that you have to act a certain way, but I'm going to tell you something. Oh, you're in trouble in the house. Oh man, you guys are banging today. Euro in trouble. It's Graham's channel, and I'm gonna tell you guys this kid is smart. Sorry, Graham, I called you a kid, but that's because I'm way older than you are. Very smart, very American, and a lot of the youth are following him. And I am so happy. I support his channel 100%. Recommend you guys go visit Euro and Travel. He has a lot of interviews with a bunch of different people, and he has some great points. Time is one of those supporters in there. Ozzy knows. There's a lot of people that are in my channel that also support this great American next generation youth. But I'm going talking back at this culture. I understand. Listen, if you are from the South, you're gonna have certain foods. You're gonna have a certain accent. I get it, but that doesn't mean that that you're gonna segregate yourself into a color culture. I don't believe that because when you say black, when you say this is black culture, let me tell you something. There's a lot of black Cubans. There's a lot of black Jamaicans. There's a lot of black South Americans. There's a lot of black Central Americans. There's a lot of blacks from all over the world. And I will tell you right now that being black has nothing to do with their culture. Their nationality and the culture of that nation is what they bring to the table. So not everybody that is black has to act like a thug, has to act like a criminal, has to act like a victim, because a lot of times you are not a victim. You make yourselves victims. My kid's mother, she's black. I got two black kids. Well, they're not black kids, they're mixed. Their mother is black. And you know what they say? They live. She has lived in the ghetto probably all her life. She probably still is in some ghetto area here in Washington. She thinks that because she's black, again, black is not a culture. She thinks that because she's black, she has to be ghetto. She has to have an attitude. That's not black. That's crazy people. And it's funny because I get a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Latinos that when they hang out with black people, they start using the nuclear word. You guys know what I mean. They start saying nigga this. And it's just like, listen, I know because I have done that in the past myself. And the reason why I don't is because one time, this is something that, is cultural, right? Everybody practices this. And Everett, oh, interesting. Me too. One time I was playing football, and me and my friends, the Mexicans and blacks are like, "Oh, nigga, please," and we use this word like nothing, right? And we had a couple of older black men, like they were like 30s, right, 30s, 40s, and they were playing with us, and I got so excited. I was in their team. We scored a touchdown, and I said, "Oh, that's my nigga," right? And the guy looked at me, and he said, "Dennis, let me holler at you for a second." I said, "What's going on, brother?" I said, "What's going on?" I'm 16, 17 years old. I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Hey, listen. I understand that you think this is a cultural thing." Oh no, Will is in the house. Will, back me up. Give me a second. I know Will's gonna back me up. Uh, and I talked to him. His name is Charles, by the way. He was a hell of a fast black man, I'll tell you that. And he says, "Dennis, let me holler at you. Listen, I like you. I think you're a good kid. And I know that people think this is a culture, but don't call a black man nigga. And I say, oh, well, that's what my friends, I know, I understand. I'm not offended, but one day you're going to say that word to somebody that doesn't know you, and there's going to be problems. And so, but I say, but the black people say it all the time, and the Mexicans, and that's the way that we talk. He's like, yeah, that is not culture, that's ghetto, and not every black man acts ghetto like that. And I say, yeah, we can respond and we can act crazy sometimes, but it's not a culture. So when I'm telling you that acting a fool doesn't mean that you're black, I really mean that. Why is it that you have the southern slaves called the northern slave Uncle Toms? Because these guys from the northern states that were educated. Oh well, you don't speak ghetto like me. You don't speak with the broken English like me, so you're not black. What? No, it's called educated. Barack Obama doesn't talk like you. Jasmine Crockett, she doesn't talk like that. She fakes the ghetto-ness because she thinks that black people respond to ghetto. Black people are just Americans like everybody else. Why is it that when I say the United States of America, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? A lot of people will always answer right away, white people. Why? Why? Why do you segregate yourself? America is for Americans. It doesn't matter what color. The color doesn't tell me who you are. I'm sorry. This is just the way that I grew up in my country, Honduras, and this is why I love Honduras. I didn't know racism until I came to this country. I find it very interesting. All the civil rights, all these people that have been, activated against all this segregation and racism, they finally did it. The Martin Luther King is here. We got black kids and white kids and brown kids playing together. They're growing up together. I went to high school, all through high school, with my black friends. And for some reason, after Barack Obama and Michelle got in the White Office, all of a sudden, these mofos were the most oppressed, enslaved black people I have ever met in my life. And I said, bro, I don't recognize you. Did you have a colors bathroom? And was there a white bathroom in the high school? I said, no, we showered naked in the locker room. We played football together. We ate in the same lunchroom. We had the same things. You had nothing different than I did, nor any other white person in the school. So what are you talking about? We are more racist today than we were in the 50s. I don't understand. Woo, man. I'm sorry, that's not what I was going to say today, but somebody sparked that out. I don't know why. Good morning, Berniel. How are you? Is Trinity here already? Man, I've been so busy sticking to my points in here. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for joining, by the way. Thank you for hitting the likes right away when you come in here. I appreciate that. Now, I got a question. Will, if you're still here, tell me why people think that acting ghetto, having an attitude, and speaking horrible slang makes you black. CJ says I'm black Mexican, but they call me negrito. Negrito is actually a good thing. It's a loving word for black men. Trust me, it's a good thing. Negrito is a nice thing. Let's see. What else we got? Diego said he's not Unc. That's right. Let's see. No, Cellulite probably left already. Man, I was hoping he would say something. Alejandro Orozco says, how much money do you make? You don't do this to educate the people. You do this for the money, and your English is not perfect. How much money do you make? He said, maybe I can start doing this for a living. Alejandro, thank you for the advice, my friend. Let's hope so. Let's hope that we can make some money doing this. Good morning, Brian. My brother. Welcome, bro. Welcome. I appreciate you. I don't think that that people will ever understand. Okay, Beast, I think you're black, right? Maybe, hopefully. Let's see. I love how people just like to talk so negative about blacks because they don't understand. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, so you guys are not going to jump off that wagon. I understand. I understand. All I got to tell you is this: just because you're black, it doesn't mean you have to break the law. Okay, you are American, just like everybody else that is an American in this country. That's what I gotta say. My man, his channel, his opinion. Do you get that? I said good morning, America. All right. Today we're actually, let me see. No comment with less than 200 people watching this. He probably makes about $10 a day. Yeah, sometimes nothing a day. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not sure if that was meant to insult me, but that's not an insult, my friend. Tyson Jones. See, some people think I do this for popularity. I don't give a shit about that. It is nice to have patriots that join the channel and that watch it, so that we can listen to each other's opinions and we can communicate. But it's not really for any type of attention. Um, Cheese cannabis. Of course, your name is cannabis. Tells me where your brain is. Let's see. We all know you don't care about popularity because you have no friends, and this is the only way other people will talk to you. That is actually about. That is probably pretty accurate right there. I don't have friends, and yes, I do this live so that I can talk to people. And I have said this many times actually, that I appreciate the fact that a lot of people accept me. There's a lot of people in here that support me, and believe me, they know that I'm not getting rich off this show. I always say I am a nobody, yet I am a voice in the desert, so to speak. I will speak my mind because that is my right. I did make a channel so that I can talk with many people out there that probably have the same opinion as I have, and hopefully that I can bring some sort of enlightenment to something that maybe they haven't thought of yet, like this China Observer that we are going to listen to for a little bit. Oh, that coffee got cold already, but it still tastes good. Hey, guys, with that being said, I want to say thank you guys for giving my video a like. Thank you for subscribing if you've done that already. Let me see. Let me read a couple of comments before we start watching this video from the China Observer, because illegal immigration is a problem. And people normally, just like when people say American, some people automatically think white people. Well, when we say illegal immigration, sometimes people think Hispanics, and that is not illegal immigrants. Okay, that is just a part of it. Let's say here, you got a problem how certain black people talk is like me saying I got a problem with your voice. I didn't say nothing about the way they talk. I said about the ghetto talk. See, that's a difference. When you purposely break your English because you think that makes you sound or feel more black, that's a problem. When I know that you can speak proper English and you speak ghetto or uneducated, that is a choice, my friend. That is a choice. I know because people in my culture do the same shit, the same thing. I was working at a call center. It never fails, whether I'm in person or over the phone. I was working at a call center. I was having this very educated conversation, proper Spanish or Castilian, because we don't speak Spaniard, right? That's the real Spanish from Spaniard, but we speak Castilian. Now we're having a great conversation. I'm troubleshooting, boom, 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 back and forth. And then he says, "Listen, I notice you have an accent." And I say, "Yes, I am from Honduras." "Oh, no way. I'm from Honduras." And all of a sudden, for some reason, he started talking to me ghetto, street thug language, which is uneducated, very ignorant, cursing up a storm. I get it, guys. We all curse. I get it. But that's not what I mean. I'm talking, here we are. We're having a perfectly educated conversation. Now he finds that out that I'm Honduran, and all of a sudden he starts talking to me ghetto. That's what I'm talking about. See, being Honduran doesn't mean you talk that way. You have to be educated as well. Being is the same. Being black and you want to talk like you're from the streets with no education, that is a choice. But that's the reason why you go to school, so you can learn to properly speak English. And if you're going to have an accent, okay, I get it. That is part of your ethnicity, that is part of the culture. But to speak ignorant all the time, that does not make you more black. To say that you have to be loud, that does not mean you're black. To say you have to act ghetto, it does not mean you're black. To sag your pants, to act a fool in public, that doesn't make you black. That just makes you a fool. It's the same thing. Hispanics do the same thing. Every ethnicity does the same thing. Ghetto is ghetto. It doesn't mean it's black. Okay? And yes, they are black, but so what? That is not a culture. That is not how black people are. This is how people choose to be. That is, what did he say about the coffee? You, ya chingaste. What? My coffee is cold? I don't know. What do you mean? Oh man, I don't know, man. Some people just don't get it. All right, I think we'll leave it there. But I'm going to share. Oh man, you got me there, bro. I don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean, Bernil? What she say? What she say? What she say? Oh, Riley Lopez. Look at this guy. This is how you know that these people don't think for themselves. Look at this word that he's using. Trump's Gestapo is gonna deport you. Gestapo, you fucking don't even know what that means. I'm sorry, I just dropped the F bomb in there. This is some people, you guys are, oh my God, the ignorance is just oozes off of people sometimes. I can stand it. Forgive me, Lord. I apologize about that language. I don't understand, guys. I am so sorry. Yeah, Ozzy, 100%, bro. As 100% buzzwords, bro. I am so sorry that I dropped that F word in there. In Honduras, chingastes is the last thing left at the bottom of the coffee. Is that right? What? No, I never heard that. I never heard of that. So we in Honduras we say chingon, but it's not what Mexicans think. Chingon is like really nice, but I don't know. In Mexicans, they think different. There's some words that I have said in Spanish, and Mexicans give me this look like I'm some horrible person. Let's see if that fixes it. Unbelievable. He said you're back, kinda. Let me check the sound here real quick. Check. Yeah, there we go. Interesting. Yeah, guys, I don't know what the hell happened there, but unbelievable. Freaking YouTube. I don't understand, bro. If it's like, is it just me? Uh like here, let me as a matter of fact, I just did another test run here, and I'm gonna show you what the speed test says. Check this out. And you guys can beat my witness. Look at that. You would think that with that speed, I wouldn't have any issues, right? I'm telling you, I don't understand. Di says some of my stuff has been censored. Let's see. The hardest part streaming is audio by far. I can see that. I get a lot of issues with that as well. King of Fire, you a grown man talking like a toddler. Well, hey, brother, nobody's perfect. We understand you. We understand you. Oh man, I am so pissed off, guys. I'm telling you. That is crazy, man. Pat, I was so on fire Man, you know that I was on fire. I was in a roll. I was good to go. All lights were green. And these mofos just know how to kick me off. I wonder, there used to be a time where when people will hack, right? And they would ping. Let's see, Dennis, are you using a router with wireless devices can take up to your speed? So, as you saw on my screen here on the speed test, the speed on my computer is a direct connection to Ethernet. I don't have any, my PlayStations, they're all turned off. Yes, they do kind of work in the background, but they don't take a speed away. Um, you know, I mean, in my connection here, I get up to 2 gigabytes of download. So on my desktop, I'm getting just under 1 gigabyte download, and up to 300 megabits upload per second. And so I don't know why that is. Facundo says, "Why can black people behave?" Don't get me in trouble, man. They're gonna disconnect me again. Unfreaking believable, guys. We had like a 200 and something people on, man, and they just dropped all of them. It's all right. You know what? I'm normally okay if we had like 100 people watching. I think that's okay. But man, we're at 26. I'm telling you, they are blocking that feed, guys. Or maybe these hackers just know how to do it now. When one of those guys gets on, and they just, what the way that they used to shut down servers was, they will find out what the IP address is for a certain browser, or a certain connection, show, etc., right, gamer or whatnot, and they will just repeatedly ping that place, and they will crash down the game or websites by pinging them. So let's see. Time says, because we aren't taught to do that, we are taught to cry victim. Our fathers moved out, and we blame everything but ourselves. That's why, says Time. Well, Time, you are the living proof that that statement is a lie. Because you are showing yourself to be different, and so I like that. I know it might sound like it was a bad negative, but it's not. I like that. um yeah, don't forget to blame Whitey, man. Pat says, I heard I hit a nerve, a butt hurt sensors is upset. Let's see. You love to talk about black people because your baby mama take your money. Hey, King of Fire, bro. That's not it, but she did take my money, bro. That's funny. It's funny because it's partially true. But no, the reason why I say that is because that's the way that I was raised in my country with black people, and we were all the same. But somehow there's a lot of black people here in America that want to say, they say this: we are equal. We want the same rights. We want the same as everybody else. But then the moment that they get it, they want to segregate themselves from that and say, well, I did bad on my test score because I'm black. I am held down by the white man. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, 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 sure. And then, oh yeah, I won in the track race because I'm black. Yeah, woo. Yeah, oh yeah, I can dance because I'm black. Well, Barack Obama got no moves, and he's black. I know a lot of black people that cannot play basketball. They suck in football. They are the worst dancers. I school them when it comes to dancing. Now, maybe not some certain dancing, but when it comes to salsa merengue, I got this. And they cannot beat me dancing on that, unless they are Hispanic blacks, because that is how they are raised to dance as well. So, yeah, there's a lot to do with it. I don't think my kids are black. I don't think my kids are Honduran. They are American, and they are mixed. They're half black and half Hispanic, like their daddy. Good morning, Jack Prepper. Yes, we are doing well, except for a little hiccup here. Yeah, it seemed like YouTube doesn't like everything that I say. Yeah, I don't understand. I somehow I get this really bad connections on here on YouTube, but nowhere else. Nowhere else. I wonder. It's not updates. I have updated my browser, etc. Everything. So I am not sure what's going on. Do you guys like to have? Let me ask you a question. I know there's only like 40 people in here, but let me ask you a question. Do you guys rather have live content like this, or would you rather just watch a recorded video? What would be your favorite thing to watch? You like to watch lives, or do you want to watch pre-made videos? Ozzy, I believe you. I think you're right. YouTube fact checkers are the definition of fascist. I think you're right, brother. So there is these. Okay, Johnny watches both. Yeah, I mean, I like I like both, but the reason why I do the lives is because I get to interact with you live. And you get a question like King, like a comment from King, right? That I that my baby's mama took my money. That is part of. I like that. It's real. It's just like if we're having a comment. Let me tell you this: if we're all together and we're having this conversation and you guys bring up, oh, I'm going to call eyes on you, I'm going to laugh right there in front of you, especially because we're having this conversation. King, Pat, even Johnny that just came in here, man, all of you guys, if we're having a conversation and maybe we have disagreements and everything, but I mean, it should be all about us, like talking and messing with each other and having fun and sometimes being serious and all this stuff. But we should be able to talk about everything. Just because I'm not black, it doesn't mean that I can't say anything about black people. Just because you're black doesn't mean you can't say anything about Hispanics. It's what you observe. What do you watch? My history teacher, Mr. Davis, decades ago, he had a small accent, but that is part of his culture. But he didn't act ghetto. See, there's a difference between somebody having an accent or having impairments talking like the jokers, right? They always say black people don't know how to pronounce the word ask, right? They always say ask somebody, right? They don't know how to say ask. That can be one of those things, like it could be a cultural thing, I don't know, right? But to be ghetto, to act like disorderly, to act hateful, to be loud all the time, that doesn't mean that makes you black. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Just because I speak on wrong, says King of Fire. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, but see, there. I think axe is a choice. It is a choice. But just like that, right? Like you can listen, maybe like let's say for example, for me, right? Um, for me, maybe I mispronounce a word, but that's just because that is my fault, right? That is my fault, English, my faulty English. But I'm not gonna act ghetto and say, "Oh, that's because I'm Hispanic," right? Like there was this girl, this lady. Oh my gosh, I showed a video. What's the Nicaraguan lady that has her little dog, and she says, "My dog's name is Cha Cha, and Cha Cha is a very good judge of character." She was on CNN, and she was in there. There was a white guy there, and she decided to say something, and she is yeah, Chachita, Cha Cha, and she is sitting there. I forget what her name is. I do have a little video of her here. Let me find it so that I can point her out because I think it's funny. I do not like this lady, by the way. I do not like her at all. I do not like green hams and eggs. No, 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 I don't. Uh, Here, I'm gonna show it to you. Ah, man, I don't know why. Well, I know why. I don't like her. That's why I don't want to remember her name. But I'll try to find that clip where she's at. I have her for you. Let's see. She was running the DNC. You hear that? Buenas noches, Chicago. Why is she speaking Spanish to Chicago? That's what I want to know. Why is she speaking in Spanish to Chicago? Maybe she knows something that we don't know. But it's this lady right here. Of course, she's on NBC, but let me share the screen so that you guys can see her. This lady. You remember her? That girl. She was on CNN. I don't have any of these cool emoticons. I don't even know how to say that, bro. But anyway, so that Nicaraguan right there has a dog named Cha Cha. And she almost messed up on that speech as well. Yeah, I got her on there for a reason. So the Hispanic racist lady on the news. That's right. That's her. She is racist. Well, here's what I think. Hi, Trinity. Man, we had a great audience this morning, and YouTube just filter everybody out. It's crazy. He, her, says Jose Membrane. This lady she sits on CNN. What is her name? I forget her name. Does anybody know her name? I'm going to look her up. What is her name? Ana Navarro. Okay. Ana Navarro being racist on CNN. Let's see if that pops up. Ana Navarro. Let me see if I find something here. Yeah, I found it. It's so easy to find. The brown community, she says, the brown community. She is the whitest Hispanic you'll ever seen, and she calls herself a brown Latino, playing the color card again. People like to play the racist card all the time. Let me see if it actually plays for you. I'm so disappointed right now, actually, with YouTube. Fudge. Listen to this. Hopefully, you guys can hear this.
Latino. No, I'm not being racist.
To dismiss my opinion for being a white man.
No, I'm not dismissing your opinion. I am telling you that the Latino community, the brown community in America. Okay, well, let me speak with my voice. I mean, you said I was being hyperbolic. Let me respond.
Racially, sure.
I'm not. You being a white man as an insult?
When you invoke it to dismiss my
being
opinion,
a white man as an insult?
When you invoke it,
do you think Latinos are living under circumstances that other people may not be right now in this country?
We're about to have a whole conversation about that very thing.
My man, what's
Latino?
So,
No, I'm not.
You see what I'm saying? They quiet. That's enough out of you. But you see what I mean? This is why I say what I say. She thinks it's a lot of black people think about black people, right? They think that by acting a fool, by acting a certain way, that makes them who they are as a community. For like, she thinks that Hispanics have to act that way. She thinks that it's okay for her to make racist comments, address one's skin color, to make a point, and she says Because our Hispanics, we are loud. No, but you're loud. There is a lot of loud Hispanics, but not everybody is like that. You know what I mean? It is the exact same thing that I was telling you about black people. And I don't have to be black to tell you what I see. Like just like you don't have to be Hispanic to hear her and see what she's doing. Man, Trinity, we started off so good this morning. We were like up to like 300 viewers in there at one time. And then YouTube decided to cut my feed. And here we are. I cannot go past 30 people. I think that is the problem when you're using a certain platform. They're not going to get everybody, but if they get you, that's exactly how it goes. I'm not sure. I'm trying to give them the benefit of doubt and say maybe it's just my browser here on my computer. I don't know if you guys can. Was that okay? Did you guys see that video? Okay, was the sound okay? Because I want to share something else from the China Observer. Man, this just really killed. This really killed what I was going to talk about today. And I don't know if by saying China too many times, they are now censoring me. But yeah. Oh man, I don't understand. You do this for money, right? Nah, King. Maybe one day I'll probably make some money, but yeah, we're not making money yet. We're not making money. The goal is to actually make money. The bills got to get paid. Internet is not free. Cell phones are not free, of course. You guys already know. Providing a service, you got to get paid for providing a service. Let me see. Marvin says, my friends want me to hand over the job, says Marvin. I'm not sure what job that is, but um, Omar, what's going on? I see you in here. It was awesome how you found out to do it. I don't know who you're talking to there, Omar. Whatever he is, just good. Taking a break. I want everyone to know that I'm Mexican and the struggle is holding me and my family because I want everybody to feel sorry for me. Jose, we'll pray for the. I know you're being sarcastic, but yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough being a Hispanic. Yeah, yeah. The Latin community is suffering. King of Fire. It's not that I can always go back to that job. This is something that I talk with the owners, and I can always go back to that job. And actually, they'll probably pay me better on a different position. But I really wanted to get out there and start doing my opinions out in the open. You see, there was something that was happening at work, and this is the reason why I'm doing this. Since you are still interested, whenever I would talk about religion at work, I get censored. You know how it is at work. Whenever I complain about taxes being raised on us again, the supervisor, because he makes a lot more money than I did, he doesn't have a problem with that, right? He doesn't have the problems that people that don't make that much money have. And so when I see that there is a problem in my state, I want to be able to share it with my coworkers and hey, let's talk about it. Give me some hope, give me some ideas. But they always shut me down. And it got so frustrating because anything that we will talk about, like for example, if we talk about maple syrup, I kid you not, maple syrup, they shut us up for talking about maple syrup. And so it's not that I thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to do YouTube and I'm going to be rich. No, it's not about that. It's the fact that you cannot say anything in a country where you have a freedom of speech. You're not destroying anybody's life at work. See, my supervisor, he's a Democrat. He's a hardcore Democrat. So he doesn't want to hear anything that if I mention Trump is a big problem. If I mention tax issues, if I mention that the governor here in Washington State, which is a Democrat, is doing a bad job, he will get mad. But then it's not that he just didn't want to talk politics. It's whenever it was a communication about uh, Joe Biden, he will say something. Oh, well, I think the media is no, they're just not covering it right, and then he will talk politics. He will talk religion. But whenever it was something that we were talking about, he hated it because it didn't align with what he believed. And that was my problem. And so I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go ahead and stop. And I told the owners, I said, listen, right now, I can't work with this person. I feel like I'm being too shut down. It's not healthy for me. So I got to go and do something different. And they're like, well, please come back. I kid you not. The owner gave me a hug, gave my wife a hug because we work for the same company. And they said, please. And she checked the box, rehireable. And it started with a very small family business. And then they grew up to be a mid-sized company. They have over 300 something employees here in Washington, and they invested buying a manufacturer down in Mexico, and they have about another 300 people down there. So they're pretty big now, right? And of course, I need money to pay bills. Yeah, of course. But the problem is, yes, I get it, King. I get it. You shouldn't talk politics at work, right? If that was the rule. But the fact is that he was allowed to talk about democratic politics. But the moment that we said something about the opposite of Democrats, that's when the problem was. And to keep me shut down, I don't think so. And so every day I go to work and it's just like, oh man, I got this idea. I want to share it. Now I got to keep my mouth shut. Now you have to understand something. I have ADHD really bad, and I have learned this since I was younger. So I always try to control it, right? Because this is why I talk so much. I always try to control it. But the fact that I felt like he was taking my freedom away, I can't do it. So yeah, so I talked with the owners and I left. I finished my 2 weeks. Trinity knows this, and I finished my 2 weeks, and here we are, right? Little by little, I think God will provide as always. And Omar, this is why I'm telling you that God will take care of you. You just got to keep seeking God. If I didn't have a backup plan, uh, then you're right. I wouldn't have quit my job, but we do have a backup plan. Okay, so don't worry about me. Uh, and it's crazy that people think that I am doing this for money. No, of course, if you make money, that's what people work, right? Nobody goes to work just so that they can just work for free. Of course, everybody works and does things, provides a service, provides entertainment for money. Comedians make millions of dollars. So some of them, the successful ones, right? There is people out there that are making bank. Like some punk kid, it's making $158,000. And what does he do for a living? He plays video games. And that's what he does. He plays video games. And people give him money. They be super chatting. They be sending money to him. And he plays a video game. Well, there you go. It's the same thing. They are providing a service because they're showing other people if they have a hard time understanding a certain stage of the game, well, they get to have some knowledge by watching him play. That is providing a service. So the difference is that I'm talking about religion, I'm talking about politics. Sometimes I tell stories. That is exactly what I do. And so that is providing a service. And eventually I will probably make some money. If I don't, then I got plan B. And that's exactly where I'm gonna be. Oh, that was good. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. The boss shouldn't bring politics up if he can't hang. That's exactly what I said. Now, the manager, so he's a supervisor, okay? We worked in logistics together, for some of you, shipping. I was his lead, he was my supervisor. Now, I didn't want to become a supervisor, okay? I could have become a supervisor, but I didn't feel like I should go there and take them off the pedestal, so to speak, okay? Because I do give him credit. He's been there for many years, 9 years or so. He knows how to use everything in the system. I have less knowledge than he does. And so for me, okay, well, he's qualified. He deserves to be a supervisor, but I can tell you that when he was not there and I was the supervisor standby, everybody in that department had so much fun and we were very productive. If we were to lose him as a supervisor, believe me, everybody would be a lot happier in that company with me running it as supervisor. And so I don't want to be successful by putting people to the side or stepping over somebody else's shoulders. Now I get it. There is some scriptures in the Bible that says that sometimes you have to take it. You have to take what you want and not wait for it to come to you. I understand that, but that's just me. Okay. Marvin says, sell the politics. Let's go. And so that's exactly what we're doing. But when you have YouTube blocking you, I'm telling you right now, bro, it is ridiculous how they're blocking me right now with this. I want to show this video from the China Observer, and he said, "Don't act religious now, King. I do both religion and politics." Uh, so yeah, so if you're in this channel, you will hear both things. I don't take medicine, but maybe I should. Maybe I should take medicine. All right, I'm going to give you guys a break from my voice. I think that this morning was a fail live. I will probably try to do this again later for the 5 o'clock or the 5:30 show later today. King of Fire. For you is not a good combo, but to me is life. You see, nothing that I can nothing that I can do in life can I do it without my Bible, without God's belief, without God's spiritual guidance. And that's a difference between you and me. I If I believe in God and I have a spiritual belief, that's how I live my life. So in order for me, I understand what you're saying, brother, but for me, it's just normal. It's just life. It's This is how I live my life, and so the way that I think is the way that I think, but it's mainly because of the Bible. So if I give my opinion on politics, well, why do I have the conviction that I have? Why do I talk the way that I talk? Why do I believe what I believe? And that's where I'm at. So I am judging the government on what they are doing because according to the Bible, in order for us to have a good, happy life, we got to have a foundation. And my foundation is believing in God. So I speak a lot of it because I know a lot about religion and the Bible, etc. But that is exactly what this channel is about. And I think I made that very clear on my description. I know sometimes people just jump into the live and start commenting without asking anything or knowing anything about me. But if you go to my channel, you will find out that this channel is about religion, it is about politics, and it is about story time. And somehow, almost 8,000 people agree that that's okay. And so we continue to grow little by little, but that is exactly what we do. We talk about all those things. Let's see what else we got. Uh, let's see. Not your computer. Other podcasts having the same problem. Bruno says it's not. Oh, so all the podcasts are having the same problem. He says. Thank you, Bruno. Um, let's see. They went walk. Well, that sucks. Thanks for the info. Well, that Ozzy, you're so informative, brother. Let's see. You okay? What ICE is doing to humans and the claim of Christianity. You have rights. I don't. I don't think. I don't think people know how to separate rights from federal law and authority. Your rights um, don't trunk the law. Just so you know, you have human rights, but that doesn't mean that human right gets to trunk the law. You got to respect the law. If you don't respect the law, you don't get to claim human rights. That's how it works. You cannot claim the Constitution of the United States of America if you don't respect it. You don't get to claim the Bible if you don't believe in it. You don't get to say anything if you yourself are not abiding by the rules, right? I hope that makes sense. I think it makes sense. Let me see. What do we have here? Let's see. The Bill of Rights are human rights. Yes. And what does that tell you to do against federal law? Does the Bill of Rights tells you that you should allow illegal immigrants to be in this country? Does the Bill of Rights tell you that it's okay to break federal law? Does it tell you that it's okay to assault police officers? Does it tell you that it's okay to go use your freedom of speech to get this close to somebody's face and possibly transmitting a disease by speaking so close to them, spitting on them as you talk? Does the Bill of Rights teaches you to commit riots? Does the Bill of Rights teaches you to defend criminals, multiple sexual offenders? Does the Bill of Rights tell you to defend those people? Does the Bill of Rights tell you that you should be a criminal? Tell me what else the Bill of Rights says for you. Go ahead and tell me. The Bill of Rights does not tell me that I can go sell drugs, that I can go and do all these criminal activities, and that there will be no punishment for me. Go ahead and tell me what the Bill of Rights does. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you a chance. I talk enough. Give me something. Let me see. Bill of Rights doesn't say healthcare is a human right. Okay. Here we go. You like the guy who grabs women without asking them? Number one, he didn't say, I go grab women that don't want it. He said that there is women that like to be grabbed by the toot, right? And their women came up and they said, he's right. So where's your argument now? I believe pornography should not be allowed, period. And yet, you want to start saying something about somebody that says some women like to be grabbed by their kitty, but you don't speak against pornography? How about you start there? How about you start by stop promoting pornography in comedy shows like Friends? How many times did they use the word pornography in the show Friends? Chandler, every single time, talking about porn. The wife, look, honey, look what I got for your birthday. I got some porn. Like, seriously. And then you're going to talk about morals? You see, King, this is why I speak about religion and politics. It's all connected. There's no way around it. You can't speak one without the other. It's like love and marriage, so to speak. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, okay. So there we go. Let's see. You know that Trump has old timers, right? There's a lot of old timers in this chat, bro, in this channel. And I love every single one of them. Crazy people. I think he means Alzheimer's. I don't know about that. Joe Biden had all kinds of stuff and nobody was saying anything on the left. Let's see. Ozzy says, you have rights. Cops have duties. You sound like you get all your information from the National Enquirer. Barbara said, has so many dead people that cannot be born. What? That's dark, my friend. I don't know what that means. Fight Trump. Fight. Go. Go, says Amar. Pete, many streams on all the issues. You're late. Well, you have rights. I love how people say I have rights, and yet they are the first ones to break the law. Sure. They want to talk bad about they want to judge President Donald Trump for his sexual conducts, and yet they have no problem with pornography, which, by the way, can really mess up a man's mind. It is destroying our youth. Pornography is a really bad thing. It really is. I think pornography is to blame for a lot of infidelities. I think pornography is to blame for a lot of immoral doings in our life today. So there's that. You know, there is back when it was just put on TV, there was no issue because you can censor it, right? You can censor it very well. But now everybody has access to the internet. And well, they're still showing it. You go to any porn website. I know because I used to do it. Uh, and you can watch whatever you want. You don't even have to watch the whole thing. How much do you need? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 45 minutes, 2 hours. The more you give yourself into that kind of life, the worse your mind is going to be as a human. You're going to walk around just looking at all kinds of people, looking like a ferocious beast, hungry for sin, and that's not what we want. Let's see, King of Fire. If a protester is getting into the cop's face aggressively, yes, the cop should pepper spray. They not using their guns like you guys wanted. That's true, Dice. That is a good point. Uh, we need to get back to original standards, says Jose, and I agree. I agree, guys. I'm not saying that that we're all perfect and we don't have no temptations and we don't do anything bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't be a hypocrite. You know, acknowledge that we're doing something wrong and let's try to fix that. That's where I'm at with it. Okay. Guys, I really apologize, man. I came in here on fire this morning. Man, I got some stuff lined up to show you, and then we had this issue. I hope that it's just coincidence. I really do. But man, I had so many good things that we were going to talk about, and we lost our audience. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Do thank you for joining. Um, I don't know, King. When I see these protesters out there, um, I was going to touch up on this article from the ICE facility in Illinois. You guys probably know about this, and this is why I started talking about this whole. Oh, it's because I'm black. This is the way I am. Um, there was the Illinois State Representative Emmanuel Christopher Welch was speaking at a press conference outside the ICE detention facility in Broadview, Chicago, Illinois. Now, there is this fence that they put across the street, and I agree with them that fence should not be there. At first, I thought it was going to be like a fence at the actual ICE facility building, but it's not that. There is a fence blocking the street, and I agree that the fence should be removed so that there is access to traffic. It doesn't matter if ICE agents were trying to make it an easier route to handle, but the fact is, it is blocking the street, and I don't think they should. The problem that I found with this was that this clown, Christopher Welch, the representative in Illinois, he was comparing this little fence to the Berlin Wall. Oh, Lord. The Berlin Wall from 1961, I think it was. How the hell are you, bro? Go around the block. Go around the block. How the hell is this a Berlin Wall? Go around the block. I just, I, I just don't understand. I don't understand. And you get all these activist people surrounding him as they are, doing the press. And I'm just like, listen to these words, okay? I'm just before I finish because I don't think we're going to get our audience back. It says Illinois leaders reiterated their calls Monday to tear down a fence surrounding the immigration and customs. I'm sorry, I try to read this without laughing, but I am well beyond. Oh my God, these people, they think they're doing something good. They think they're being righteous. They think that, bro. I'm gonna go live around noon, brother. Hey, and King, by the way, thank you for coming in and commenting. But bro, tell me this before you leave. All right, before we cut off, tell me this. I have a question for all of you guys. Let's forget about any race, any color. Just think about the issue here. So there is a see-through fence that they have put across the street here. I'll try to show you. I'll try to show you this picture. You probably won't be able to see it that good, but I want to show you this, and then I'm going to ask you a question. Okay? No, I want to share, not end. Okay, here. I'm going to show you this. Okay. I want you to look at this. You see that back there, that little fence? It's across the street, right? Can you guys see that? I don't know if I zoom in. So this little activist right here, right, lining up in here, there's that fence right there that goes across. So they are comparing that fence to the Berlin Wall. They think that by tearing down this fence, which all you have to do is just break it down to the side. It's not a big wall. It's not a wall. It's a fence. And they think that this is just as bad as the Berlin Wall in Germany. I don't know how they got that. Um, there is protesters that have been arrested there, and they think that this fence makes it unsafe for protesters. It makes it unsafe for emergency vehicles. I can see that blocking the way. Yeah, no one said they were smart. um, but my question, do you think that little see-through fence should be compared to the Berlin Wall? I'm telling you, it's beyond me. It is beyond me. It's just like saying January 6th was worse than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. How? How? One innocent civilian person got killed, and the rest of the Congress cowards were afraid inside the building, and somehow that makes it worse than 9/11. This is how Democrats react. A little tiny fence, easy to remove, and they calling it the Berlin Wall. Anyways, we're not gonna keep wasting energy on this. I will go live again. Yeah, there you go. Electrify the fence. King, you went too far. Too far. We are not that bad. But anyways, I just think they exaggerate so bad. Guys, if you haven't already heard, uh, I encourage you to just research China Observer on YouTube. They talk a lot of news about China. If you want to know what tariffs are doing over there, if you want to know what illegal immigrants are doing here in New York and other parts of the state, how they are mobilizing locals in their communities while they are illegal immigrants and they're out there meeting with the CCP members. And a lot of people don't even know what the hell that means. But yeah, I will go live around noon. I got to go hit the gym for a couple hours. I'm going to go around noon, and then I'll be back on later tonight, around 5:30, somewhere in there. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Much love to you again. I apologize. Freaking YouTube did a number on me today. We were going. Ozzy was here from the beginning, so he saw. We had a lot of people watching, and then they destroyed us. So there goes that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys later. Y'all be good and be safe.